Hello and welcome to MGP331. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna, and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 Right, are we done? I want to go back to sleep. I was rudely awakened to start this. I was very much enjoying a snooze. I've been woken up, and now I'm sat out in the garage with a broken heater. I've got my coat on, so my top half is too hot, my bottom half is too cold, my coffee's too hot to drink, and I'm thirsty.
All of that can be solved with a little bit of waiting.
I hate waiting. Waiting's rubbish.
You could put the coffee wherever it is you're cold, and it will cool. Was your top half cold?
My top half's warm, you idiot. I've not got my coat around my legs.
So put your coffee on the floor, I suppose. Put your coffee by your feet. It'll warm your feet up.
Only a temporary solution, because then the coffee will cool down and I'll end up in an even more extreme scenario. If you want your life's the way it is, you always take the decision that leads you to the most ridiculous extreme.
Well, I would probably try and hold the coffee with my feet and drink it from there, because my feet would cool it down, but I'd also be able to drink it.
That's an excellent suggestion. I'll try that. You lot talk amongst yourselves. I've got to balance a cup of coffee between my feet.
Yeah, there you go. I'm obviously part primate, so it's easier for me. Just, if I'm going to drop it, I just loop my tail around and lift it up with that.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. How are we all on this fine week anyway? I assume everyone else is also very sleepy.
Yes.
I had a really good lie-in.
Oh, good for you.
When I got home, my wife was still awake, so I felt really guilty demanding a lie-in in the morning, because she was just laying there reading on the internet, and we had a chat, and then we both went to sleep.
Who was she reading to? Is this like a part-time job she does?
She's just got a little, vlogging.
She's got a Twitch channel where she just reads to people.
I wish she'd be that bloody adventurous and dynamic and online raking in the internet money. She's just not interested.
She just wants to read on the internet.
Yeah. But so then she got up at early o'clock while I just went, I feel a little bit tired. I'm going to stay here.
Why don't I get away with stuff like that?
Because I had to go to uni and you had to take me.
All seems very unreasonable.
Yeah. Maybe I'm the unreasonable one.
Yes. Pab, did you have a lie-in this morning?
No, I was up at 6 and worked for 7. No messing about.
See, we're all living life properly, unlike Sheepdog, who's a monster.
Yep.
Splendid. Right, well, that was this week's podcast. I can't hold this coffee between my feet any longer, so unless we've got something else to talk about, I'm going to wrap things up. Are we all done?
Yeah. I mean, I've actually played games, but I thought you were wanted to talk about other stuff.
What other stuff? What other stuff could I possibly want to talk about? I don't want to say anything. All I want to do is be asleep.
I discovered that Microsoft have a load of special offery stuff on. I feel like I'm becoming Mr. Bargain Hunter Man on this show this past couple of weeks.
Becoming?
Well,
we were dragged around the traffic centre for an entire day with you while you compared DS prices.
That's not how it happened. But yeah, on top,
it happened.
Yes.
There we go.
Only went in one shop.
You were in there a while.
There was a queue. But no, I can't remember why I was looking at it, but on Xbox it offers you 1 month of live for £1, which I was like, why the hell not? Okay, I'll have that. And then while I was sorting that out, it offered 2 weeks. This is a really weird deal, and I don't know if I've understood it right because it doesn't sound right saying it out loud, but this is what it said. It said, have 3 months of, what's it called, Xbox Games? The
Game Pass.
Game Pass is it. 3 months of that for £1. When I went to have the 3 months of that for £1, it said, have a 2-week trial first. So I was like, okay, but like, what if this deal isn't there in 2 weeks? Sorry, I'll have lost an extra 2 and a bit months. So I've got a free trial of Games Pass, and I can't find how to get the other bit that I went to originally look for, and £1 of Xbox Live. So I was having a look through that, just seeing what I could get and having a crack at some of the bits. I got what's his name, Lucky's Tale.
Yeah, super
one we
Oh,
played.
that's lovely until it gets further in.
Yeah, Ollie really wants to play it, and I know it gets hard, doesn't it, later on?
Yes, it does.
So I'm sort of loath to get him into that. But the one that I've been actually, that didn't really get a look in, but the one I've really been playing is Cities Skylines. And
Okay.
I...
On the Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox One edition on Games Pass for free. So there you go. If you haven't used... I assume this is a now 2-week pass thing. Because
You know full well that I probably pay for Xbox Games Pass every month.
You do have it.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
I pay for every other game service.
Well, there
I
you
still
go.
have both EA Access and whatever the PC equivalent of EA Access is. I pay for
Origin
every
Access,
game
yeah.
subscription.
Now,
Wow.
it took a little while for me to get used to the controls because it's a bit, I can't tell if it's unforgiving or whether I just accidentally closed the instructions. But I need Pab's help, I think, because you've played this before, haven't you, Pab?
On the PC.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so do you have to open your city?
No, I think it just goes from what I can remember.
So I put my road down, I put my industrial zone, and then commercial zone, then loads of houses zones. Looped up the power, looped up the water. Suddenly, loads of houses erupted out of the ground. Shops erupted out. No industry did, which I find a bit odd.
It's not just going to erupt out of the ground, is it? That would be madness.
But so the whole town kind of came alive with buildings, but the population has been 0.
Have you connected it to the world?
No. Yeah, have you connected it up to the freeway?
Yeah. I'm like 99% sure I have because a lorry came in down the freeway and I thought, oh, this is people.
Population is 0.
And it turned off towards the power station and just dumped whatever it was at the power station and drove back out. So I can see that they're definitely able to drive in, unless I don't know. Unless one of the roads is out and one of the roads is in, and I've only connected the in road.
You got a one-way system that.
Yeah, it goes out as well.
Oh,
so you need
Sheepdog.
to...
This has always been the problem with City Skyline, the fact that it doesn't have a proper tutorial. I've tried playing this game a couple of times. And
I've bought this on the PC.
Yeah, I've bought it on the PC. I've been tempted to get it on the Switch, and then I keep reminding myself that it doesn't have a tutorial. I'm not going to know how to play it on the Switch any more than I did on the PC the 2 or 3 times I've tried to get going with it. So I just keep giving up. I don't want to have to learn it properly. I just want it to spoon feed me how to do it, so I just know.
I played a heck of a lot of SimCity as a kid, like a stupid amount from like the age of 7. So I feel like a lot of it is intuitive. I kept building. I just thought, you know what? Maybe it's just not appetizing enough. I'll just keep building. And just watching it spring up and I could go around it and look at it all. But I wonder now whether that is the answer, whether it's something stupid like one's in, one's out. And I did put a junction in there because I thought I might have blocked it. But I'm now wondering whether that's just made things
Surely
worse.
if you've only got a road in and no road out, that's the best way to build a population in your city.
Well, because the problem is I've got the road in leading to the empty industrial zone with a power station
pile
there.
Of corpses there and abandoned vehicles.
And obviously if I link that road up to the residential zone, perhaps it will start filling with people. But I basically ran the town into like minus 50 grand debt and ended up getting a grant or something to help me out. And it's just an absolute train wreck. I thought I was doing really well when I saw all the houses going up and I was like, oh, yeah. And I went to like start changing some rules and stuff. And it said I needed 450 people living there. And I thought, well, there's at least 400 houses there. So that must be way more than 400 people. And I noticed the 0 and the angry face in the bottom
Hold
right
on a
corner.
minute.
Yep.
So you're saying there's 0 population?
Yep.
If there's 0 population, the houses wouldn't have gone up.
Well, they have.
Come on, Pab. You've made a fool of yourself there.
Well, who are the houses for then?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Normally when people move in is when the houses start being erected.
So what happened was the houses all went up and then all the shops went up and then all the shops went, we haven't got any workers. And I said, well, who the bloody hell's saying that if there's no one in the town? Come on, where are you? You know, you're moaning at me. You ain't even
abandoned
here.
at the industrial park.
So I tried to figure out how to get them some workers and then all their buildings become abandoned and turned to like empty black shells really quickly. So I bulldozed them down, and they got replaced instantly with new buildings. So some developers
The
sneaking
neighbouring
in.
town must think you are mental. Keep build. He's building again, but watch. A couple of years' time, he's going to bulldozer it all. No one's ever going to go anywhere near him. What's his game? What's he up to over there in Sheepdog Town?
It's so weird, but I just don't. I bet there's something really stupid, and it could be that because I'm thinking about it. I think there might have been an arrow pointing out of town on one of the roads, so I wonder whether that is exactly what has happened. I've somehow created a one-way street. I don't even know why that would be possible or why anyone would want that. But there we go. That
or
could
why
be the
people
thing.
would rather die than disobey a road sign.
Yeah, but that's what was always good about Theme Park on like the Mega Drive. I would just send people in and out of the arcade until they were skint, and then I'd let them go back to the exit. So I'd just be marching them around with the arrows, never let them go, or make them go to the toilet over and over again and pay £6 for a Wii.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like a little tyrant on that game. Just throwing all the poor people on Roller Coaster Tycoon into a pit. That's how Australia came about. That's what, just throw them all there, let them fight it out. They'll start their own civilization in the pit.
Send them on a roller coaster and then throw them in the pit.
Yep, that's
This
it.
might be why nobody wants to live in your town.
Maybe they know that
They all
ominous
went to your
looking
theme park as a kid.
pit. I wish you could link these games up. That's what they should be doing. I mean, the scales are a bit off because the theme park would be as big as the city, but yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. Ollie is fascinated by it. He's begging me. I thought he wanted me to wait till tomorrow and build a town with him, but what he wants me to do is build a town tonight so that when he gets up in the morning, he can look at what I've built. So I don't want to disappoint him by having this bankrupt town with no people living in it and all the buildings are black shells.
There must be a way to download a town that's already been built.
Maybe. I'm staying up until I've got one, though. I can't have him coming down tomorrow and realising his dad isn't the best mayor in the world. Like, at the moment, I've convinced him I'm the master of
I
these
reckon
games.
he's already got a suspicion you're not the best mayor in the world.
I don't know. He's only little. And he'll believe what I tell him. I was expecting to have a metropolis by now, or a megalopolis.
Splendid. So, Pab, thanks for solving Sheepdog's problem.
You didn't, Pab.
Yeah, I mean, no, we did. We resolved it that you're an idiot.
Well, okay. Well, that could be the resolution. But if anyone else has an idea of what it could be, then let me know.
Splendid. Right, well, that's it for this week's podcast. I'm ready to go back to sleep now. Warmth news. I'm now too hot on my top half, so I've got a fan on. But my bottom half's still cold, and I've half drunk my coffee. Still thirsty, though.
Is the bottom half still cold?
The bottom half's still cold, yeah.
Could you rotate the jacket down south?
No, if I put the jacket down there, it's going to get caught in the wheels of my chair, and then I'm going to ruin the coat, and then Anna's going to be really cross with me.
Yeah.
I'm leaving the coat on because there's nowhere else to put it, but I'm hot, so I've got a fan on. And I'm hoping eventually the hot blood under my coat will rotate around into my leg blood holes, and that will warm
leg
from the
blood
inside.
holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great English.
I know science.
Pab was asking me about my issues yesterday, Kev, and before the show, and I said, Kev will fill you in.
What issues? There's so many.
The
The fact that Sheepdog had one job and decided to just let his trousers fall down rather than doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big help. I'm going to bring you along to all events I go to in the future. I was invited to a lovely event down in that there London to make a video, do a bit of filming, and I said, because Sheepdog wanted to come, he likes a day out. Would it be okay if I brought a cameraman with me? And I said, yes, of course. And then when it came to interviewing the president of this global company, where's my cameraman? Nowhere to be seen. So I had to do the interview holding the camera in my hands like a caveman, while Sheepdog, I've since found out, was in the toilets vlogging.
Yeah.
Wasn't even having problems with his trousers. He was out there having
Well, I was.
for his own channel.
I'd went to the toilet to put. So like I'd bought this suit Kev told me to buy, and then realised the trousers were a bit loose, so packed a belt. And then when I got down to London, realised that they had no belt, rings there to put the belt on with. So I just thought, I'll walk around with them on, and they just kept falling down. I was just walking around with my hands in my pockets.
You tore them apart, trying to tighten them. Just started ripping things off of them.
No, a button fell off of it, but that wasn't me ripping it apart. That was just literally, you can tighten them a bit, and it just was so flimsy. They've asked me to send them a picture so they can replace them. But I said to you, I was like, I'm going to nip upstairs and get my belt. I'll be back in a minute. I nipped to the loo, changed. I did stop for 90-second clip. I come out and you're like, I've done the whole interview now. I was like, what?
Yeah. When you watch the video tomorrow, you'll see that I interviewed this guy for about 90 seconds. If you'd have been out there 90 seconds earlier, then you'd have been able to do the one job you were there for.
Oh, that's just ridiculous. But no, I was mortified, obviously, that I'd missed that. And I'm sure the video will be all the more great, even though I wasn't there.
I think arguably better because you weren't there.
I filmed lots of random B-reel that you then refilmed. Which,
it was quite good having two options of each shot.
You got them all at different heights and stuff like that. But no, I thoroughly enjoyed the evening, and we got to see people dragged off of a train by police.
Yeah, we managed to psychically make a crime happen. We got stuck near, basically outside Bodine's at Tower Hill. We were trying to get the tube there, but we were sat on the platform for like 10 minutes, all the while counting down just how late we were going to be for the last train back to Peterborough, or the last proper train back to Peterborough. And we got back to King's Cross about 5 minutes after our train was supposed to leave, knowing that meant we were going to have to wait an hour and then get the super slow train that stops everywhere in the south of England before arriving at Peterborough at something like 3 a.m. We were pretty grumpy about it, but when we pulled into King's Cross, we saw our train was still there. And as we walked up to said train on the platform, the police got off with the rascal who had been rascaling, and we got on and went on our merry way. So I'm pretty sure we willed whatever crime that was to happen.
Yeah. I'm just not going to read any kind of police reports or news articles about train crimes because I don't want to be
police and no guns. It wasn't bad enough for us to be worried about it. It's fine.
Yeah, I was very pleased. Got to get home, 1 a.m.?
1 a.m. rather than 3 a.m., which means I'm only really tired rather than super, super tired.
That was a great night. And that's that. We could finish. That's literally everything. I played a game, we went out, I think we're done. Anything, Pab?
The Sheepdog's just summarising his last 24 hours. He doesn't remember the rest of the week.
Do you know, I do that every week, and just as an aside there, I get off the show and I'm there and I'm like, didn't talk about Spider-Man, didn't talk about I haven't played Red Dead this week, but I didn't talk about that. Do you know what I mean? I suddenly remember it 3 or 4 times I've sat and played a game. Or
perhaps you need to buy yourself a notebook.
Yeah, but I'd forget to write in it, and I need a notebook to remind me the things I need to do, like writing in a notebook, and then I need a notebook to remind me. It's never ending. That's why I've got so many notebooks sitting around my house.
Empty.
Snookered you there, Chapman.
Yeah, you made a fool of me.
Sounds like it. Right. Do you want to know what I've played? I've played.
Whoa. Are you going to give me time to answer?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
That was his answer. Yeah, there you go. Carry on.
I have played a little game called Dangerous Driving.
I play that every day.
Do you?
When he goes to work.
We had a little round of it on the way home from the train station last night because I was so tired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is from the Free Fields Entertainment, who used to make the founders of the people who used to make Burnout, basically.
There used to be 4 fields, but they lost one.
No, I don't. No.
Oh, I know it's one person who likes that game. whether you just like
Yeah.
burn out. Yeah.
This is old school Burnout. Literally old school Burnout. All your just takedowns, your chase modes, it's pretty much like for like old Burnout, probably like what Burnout 3, stuff like that. And it's really, really, really good. One thing is that you will notice if you played this game, there is no soundtrack on the game. There is nothing.
But now,
instead of saving
on your, especially on PlayStation, you can play your own music.
Well, this is the thing, you see. To save money on the soundtrack, they integrated Spotify into the game.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So all you do is sign into Spotify and connect it up, and then you just push left and right on the D-pad, and it changes songs for you, and you can pause it by pressing down on the D-pad. And I was just like, this is great. This is great. I could just play this game listening to Ghostbusters, and I was for a little bit. And it's just a really good driving game. I know, like, the Forza Horizon has kind of taken the mantle of that type of game nowadays, but this is just proper old school Burnout. It's not even like what was the Paradise? Was it?
Burnout.
Mm-hmm.
The open world one. It's like specific levels. It's like, so you got the menu and you got like this level. Pick your car, off you go, do the level. Next level, pick your car, do the level, and it is just old school Burnout, and it is really, really good. I've just found myself just putting about, listening to Spotify, and just getting on with it. And it's been, I've not seen too much. I don't know how big this game is. It's not huge. I mean, it cost me what, 20 quid, and I don't know how much game I'm going to get for that. But they are planning updates for it. They are planning DLC, I think, or whatever it is. So we'll see. We will see with this game. But if you like your old school Burnout and you're kind of pining for some of that, seeing there's not really that much that out there anymore. Not the old school anyway. Give it a go. What else have I played? I got back on the PSVR earlier in last weekend. It was actually. I managed to get myself Space Pirate Train. I didn't even know it would come out on PlayStation VR. It's a game that came out for the Vive, I think, at release, and Oculus at release. And it's just like a shooter. You stand there and you shoot the little robots in waves of robots coming through, and you just shoot them. But it's really, really clever. It's really cool, innovative, and it feels good to play this game. So you got the guns in each hand, and you can at one these bots will eventually shoot back, and you get like 3 lives or whatever it is, and then you die, and you put a high score and you start again. But what's clever with this one is you like reach over your back, and your gun can change into a shield, so you can start blocking shots, and I think you can pull the other hand through, and you can get like a baton, so you can start batting them away instead. So you can change weapons, and you can change your tactics to it. There's a real. It's just a good VR game. It was highly regarded, probably on release, whenever the PC VR sets came out, like the best VR game. And I managed to pick it up for $5. So I was like, well, there you go. I didn't even know it was out on PSVR, but that was a good one. So while I was on the VR, I have also got a game called A Fisherman's Tale. Now this one is a bit more difficult to explain.
It's presumably so boring.
No, it's a story-based game where you are a guy in a lighthouse, and you're this fella, and it's narrated over like a narrator over the top of you, telling you, like, you know, the fisherman likes to do, and he likes to brush his teeth, and you pick up and brush your teeth, and you do all the different things. I stand
corrected. It sounds incredible.
No, listen, no, right. So it shows like his day-to-day life, and it shows like, his pride and joy is his model lighthouse, his replica of the lighthouse that you have, and there's this replica lighthouse in the house, and then you realise that you take the roof off of it, and you can see inside the lighthouse like replica, and then you realise that you're the little model who's in the lighthouse, if you get me. So you can look down and see yourself moving around in the lighthouse, and then you can look out the window. You can like drop. There's like puzzle elements to it. So let's say you need a key for something or other, but the key is in a shell, and you can't get your hand in the shell. So what you do is you reach in the little miniature. You grab the shell off the shelf, put it into the miniature, and then a giant shell just lands above you. It's weird. It's a weird game, but it's really, really cleverly done. You probably don't understand or have a clue what I'm talking about now, do you? But it's really cleverly. I think it's brilliant. It's a really clever game. So it's very much a puzzle game, but it's got some charm to it. I've not finished it. It's like 5 or 6 chapters to it. It's not a huge game, but then these VR games aren't like huge, long stories, except for Skyrim VR, but I can't play that one, no. But yeah, this is a super cool little nifty puzzle game, which is, like I say,
I'm trying to think of the name. It sounds a bit like Myst when you were saying about lighthouses and puzzles.
Well, you literally all you do is have this like space, which is a room basically, and it's effectively using like room scale VR sort of thing. You're wandering around and you're picking things up and what have you, but because like it uses the puzzle element of like, so you're above, you can drop things into the diorama, so to speak, like the little model, and then it effectively drops into the scene from in front of you. You get what I mean?
Right.
You haven't got a clue, do you?
Not really.
You have to see it to understand it, but it is really clever. It is really, really clever, and I'll probably finish this one because it's not massive, but it's just some really cool puzzles of like finding ways to connect pipes up, and you haven't got a pipe, so you manage to go back to the model and pull out the mast in the middle of your middle of your house, and you just pull it out, and then it disappears out of your house, and but it's tiny because it's a model sized one that you've got your hand hold of. It doesn't matter. It's a really cool game. And I'll probably talk about it when I finished it, probably the next time I play some VR. And that's pretty much about it. I've played some more Division. I'm liking it more and more. It's still the same old Division, but I'm enjoying just going around shooting people. Shooting the... I'll tell you what I did find out this week about it. Did you know this, Anna? You know the control points you take out in the city?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those control points, they have like a cash, not a cash room, like a storeroom, don't they? When you take the control point, you unlock a storeroom, and you get there's a big chest, and then there's a medium chest, and there's a small chest, isn't there? Mm-hmm. Something like that. So if you go back there daily, the storerooms restock. So you get new loot every time. So I spent a lot of time earlier in the week just going round the map, just pinging round to each one, collecting new loot, and the loot levels with you. So you don't get like, if it's in like a level 1 to 5 area, whatever it is, it doesn't stay at that level. It's whatever level you are at. Oh. So it levels with you. So got a lot of good loot from it the other day. It was fun. So I'm still playing the method of only playing main missions and doing the random encounters and the control points and what have you. Not doing any side missions, but we will eventually get to them, I imagine, at some point. It's bonkers. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for games, apart from the usual battle royales of Apex and Fortnite.
you finding you're playing Apex more now at all, or because it's the new one?
Yes and no. Apex has been down a few times this week. I don't know why. Origin has been down for some reasons. I think they've been hacked or DDoSed or whatever. I don't know. They were down for a few times. They were down this evening and they were down earlier in the week. But I play Fortnite when the challenges are around. When there's challenges to be done, there's like challenges come out weekly on a Thursday usually, and there's a new wave of challenges, and then we do them, and then we kind of just slowly peter off of it and move back to Apex for a bit. But I'm nowhere near as good at Apex, I don't think. Some people say I'm not even good at Fortnite, but actually I'm not really. But I'm definitely nowhere near as good at Apex. Actually, we got a win this week though. I've actually won at Apex this week.
Go Team Kev.
Yeah, I've actually got a win and got a kill or two, maybe 1 or 2 kills. We found a team. We were in a circle towards the end, and there was one. We knew where one team was, and then we realised the second team was just sat in a house, and it had been sat in the house for about 2 or 3 circles, just sat there waiting. We managed to kill the team that was coming into the circle with us, sort of thing. And the circle kept zoning in right onto that house. I was like, how lucky you don't have to move at all in that house. So we eventually, and the cool thing with Apex is you can smash doors off. So you can't just close the door and just hide. Like, we eventually just threw a grenade at the door, it blew up, and then just lobbed a load of grenades in there and won. So yeah, I've got a victory. I've got a few victories now. I think I've got 3, I want to say total. It's not many, but victory's a victory. So yeah, I'll continue to play them because that's where all my friends seem to be playing at the minute, so I'll occasionally drop in them. I think that is your lot.
Splendid. Well, lucky for you lot, I, of course, went to Rezzed this week. So have all manner of games that I've been in rough, close geographical vicinity to.
How many did you play then?
What, while I was there?
0.
Yeah, like you...
Roughly 4, 5, none of them.
Wow.
I didn't go there to play games. I went there to make a video.
It's more than last year.
How did you play minus games, Pab?
Didn't go.
I go every year.
I know.
You went there.
I was there.
Yeah.
You went there with a magnet and just removed the master copy of several games.
Possibly.
Yeah, it was. It's slowly getting bigger. It's a little bit bigger than it was in previous years.
How?
And because there's more there than there was last year, Pab.
Yeah, but there's only a finite amount of space, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they only use half the building, don't they, at the moment?
Yeah, I suppose there's some.
So you know that half they don't use, they've started using a bit of that. That's how they got bigger this year.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Good. But it was nice to see Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft all turning up, which they haven't done at any other gaming event I've been to for about 2 years. To have all 3 of them there. Admittedly, they were just there with all their indie bits and bobs because it was an indie event, but there was Xbox giving away Xbox balloons and PlayStation giving away PlayStation weird stuff. I didn't go in the room, but they were definitely handing out things to people. Nintendo acknowledging people exist, but obviously not giving anything away. It was rather
Not about you jumping through mad hoops, I imagine.
No, they didn't even have that. It was just you can come and play some games, but that's your lot, and then you'll queue for that.
They're so bizarre, aren't they? But they get away with it.
But it was good to see that they were all there, and it was a splendid morning of wandering around, soaking up some nice nerdy gaming atmosphere, and then coming home without playing anything.
So what were the highlights then?
What I just said, Pab, walking around.
No, is there anything that caught your eye and thought, I'm going to check that out when it comes out? Is there anything that you went, that looks all right?
I didn't look in that much detail at anything. I was just literally there to have a look. And
What?
I like to be around nerds.
You're
Wired wrong, I know.
You're bizarre.
I like to go to Rezzed because I go to Rezzed every year. I like it.
Put yourself... No wonder you're tired. You put yourself through that grueling trek just to have a walk round.
Not a crawling trek. It's 45 minutes on the train.
Yeah, I suppose I'm thinking it's more like my nearly 3-hour trek.
Yeah, exactly. I just went and had a little look. A few people said hello to me.
Yeah,
Got
That's
to
what he
shake
goes
some
for.
hands.
yeah, that's all he goes for.
Have the ego stroked a little bit.
Wow,
No, it's just fun.
I'm so glad I didn't come.
Fun morning.
I was going to ask him, Pab, whether he gets many people just out and about at non-events recognising him, and I didn't ask. And then while we were doing our vlog together in London, a security guard came up to have a word with us and then mentioned, I'm only here because I watched Kev's vlog and all of his Football Manager stuff. And then they just started chatting about that. And I was like, oh, okay. So that answered that question. Random guards.
Yeah.
He was guarding the Tower of London as well. It's not just a random guard. It's like basically a knight.
Does it make him a beef eater?
Maybe.
But when I got home from Rezzed, and after going to the football, I did actually play a game. I played Elder Scrolls Blades on my phone.
I did.
Okay.
Was that picture we saw of you setting up your character for 10 years or whatever?
What are you talking about?
Anna put a picture of you setting up a character
Yes.
on something.
Who
That's
does
what's
she
that
think she
picture?
is taking pictures of me?
Oh,
I know nothing about this.
Yeah, because you was so engrossed with what you were doing. You didn't notice anything.
Yeah,
You were just making a character.
yeah, you all know how much I love a bit of rimming, and it was basically rimming that I can do on my phone anywhere I want. I was rimming in bed. I was rimming on the toilet. It was cracking.
Can't you do that anyway?
I could, but I'm not allowed to take my Switch to the bathroom.
Are you not? Oh, right.
No.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Enough said.
Exactly, whereas I am allowed to take my phone in there as long as I don't drop it in anything. First time I drop it, it's not allowed in there anymore, but luckily I don't drop it.
So what you need is like it on a drawstring or a waterproof.
As I
bag.
have two, I could do the glove system and attach them to a bit of string and have
Kevin.
one dangling out each sleeve of my jacket.
That's a good idea.
That way I'm never losing them.
Yeah, and then when
I might pay
when it
that. That's a
rains.
brilliant idea.
when it rains, you just pop the gloves over the top of them.
Yes, see? Genius. Write that down. I'll be on Dragon's Den this time next week. But yeah, this is just a nice little money grab game where it's really repetitive gameplay. You going to the same locations, pressing the same random combination of buttons, and not really doing anything productive. But you get to have Elder Scrolls music playing while you do it, and you get to level up sometimes. And you can level up faster if you give them money. So, on the whole, a very positive experience.
Is it a battery drainer though? It's going to suck all your battery out.
I don't know. My battery drains. My phone is on charge for like 95% of the day, so I don't really notice. I don't ever let it get too low.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I've stopped playing phone games just because I legitimately just don't want the phone to drain a battery. I can't be doing it. I'd use it enough as it is.
So
Drain the
what you're
battery
telling me
down
is you've got yourself a fancy, high-powered smartphone that you've decided to use just for making phone calls.
No. I use it I listen to podcasts all day, like a full, between 6 and 8 hours a day.
We should like a fool then. I was like,
yeah.
Pab, the only people listening to
I don't
this.
believe there's that many podcasts out there, Pab. What on earth could you be listening to all day?
Trust me,
Yeah.
there is a lot of
Yeah, but
podcasts.
most
out there,
of them
I'm
are
afraid.
really bad.
Kevin!
Yeah, most of them are really bad, but I'm listening to the small percentage that are good.
What, for 6 to 8 hours a day?
Yeah,
I'm going to have to ask you for a
also-
list because I'm struggling here.
Also, I am about 2 months behind on my podcasts, so I am listening to old podcasts. So I'm constantly catching up. So it's not like as if I'm like up to date with it, listening to a podcast that just come out that day. I'm listening to podcasts that are 2 months old.
Interesting.
And that sounds weird, I know, but
How did you
all the
get
ones I got
behind when
into
you're
went
listening for
mad.
40 hours a week?
because if I have a week off, I don't listen to anything. You know what I mean? I listen to very little. So I do get most of my listening while I'm getting around at work. So at the weekends, I don't really listen to them. If I have a week off, I don't really listen to them. So Christmas time or, any time I have a break, I podcasts tend to go out the window just because it's something I do at work. So it's pretty much, and I can't bring myself to start cut a chunk of them off because I might miss something that's good.
Have you ever missed something good so far?
No, there are many podcasts that I genuinely found myself laughing out loud to at times, and I shouldn't. You know what I mean? I'm just out and about in public, and I just burst out laughing. People think I'm probably a crackpot, but
Crackpot.
yeah,
It was worth this random tangent about podcasts just for that, Pab.
yeah.
I haven't heard anyone say that for years, but thinking about it now as an adult, that was a weird thing that people used to call people. Thinking about what it probably means. Carry on, Pab.
Yeah.
Keep it cracking.
Me carry on.
You were telling us a story.
Was I? I wasn't. Was I?
I may have fallen asleep and have dreamt you talking about.
You were talking about Elder Scrolls, and I was talking about how
I'm
intense.
pretty sure. Not only did I complete my
yeah.
review of Elder Scrolls, I even declared it complete.
Yes, and I was.
You
I was
also
asking
talked about you using your phone for only phoning people and listening to podcasts. That was basically where you'd got to, wasn't it?
I was asking questions about how the battery was for the game.
I don't even know if half the podcasts I listened to last exist anymore. I know that Gimlet Media slaughtered most of their decent podcasts, and what's it called? Serial just went off the rails after its first good year. But I haven't listened to a podcast in bloody ages.
There's a good Marvel one. There's like a full Wolverine story in podcast form from Marvel. Not listened to it myself, but I know it's good. I heard many people speak highly of it.
Interesting.
So there you go. There's your podcast corner.
Yeah, Pab's podcast.
Have you played anything this week, Anna? Because we're kind of talking over your bit, basically, aren't we?
Oh, you carry on. What have I played this week? I did a bit more Borderlands 1. I think they've updated it because it's not screen tearing as much as it did.
Oh, good. Good.
So that's good. It was just in the first area. I got to the next big main area, and with where the cars are, where you have to go around massive area, and there's other cars that you battle, and it hasn't been that bad. So that's all good. I forgot to talk about Yoshi
Crafted World.
Yep. So I got that 2 weeks ago, and I was playing it at the time. That night I played a lot of it. I didn't even go to bed because I was playing it that much. Wow. So basically, each level has 2 to 4 levels, and you can go through it, and then when you've gone through it, it unlocks a where you have to go and catch some puppies, and to go and catch the puppies, you have to go through the course reverse. So the whole world is reversed. So you see the back of the crafted buildings, so it's all just blank cardboard and stuff. So that's quite cute. And then you have to go and collect the puppies. And then there's also so there's a main character at each level that you give flowers to, and they open the world. And then they give you quests, so they want a paper crab finding, or they want a pirate ship, or 5 cows that you have to go and hit with eggs. And so you do little quests, and you can go forward, you can go backwards, and then there's also a vending machine mechanic in it. Whereas as you because you can collect coins through the levels like you do in a normal Mario game. And where you put money in, you turn the thing and an egg comes out. Well, you can do that here, and so in the first world they're first section of worlds, like there's 3 or 4, they're like 100 coins per ball, and then they go up to 150 in the next, and they go up and up, so you have to collect more coins. It does get harder. Like the first couple of levels, I was all right, and then it got a bit harder, and then like now it's like you need your twitchy fingers. Like sometimes I just can't be doing with it, and I just put it away. But it's still lovely and nice, and it's on the Switch, and I haven't played it not being connected to the TV, so I don't know how it is on the actual Switch screen because I'm at home.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it is. But yeah, just a lovely, normal Nintendo game. No issues. They just know how to make a game, Nintendo do, without breaking anything. What else? I did put on Assassin's Creed Origins today.
Okay.
And then I was playing it. Well, I went on my second profile and was playing it. I thought, well, I do have a save that's a bit further in. So I put back on my original account and realised I'd finished it. I went, okay. So I don't want to play the other one, the newer one. I just don't like it as much as I did Origins.
I thought that, but
yeah,
after playing it recently, I it kind of got its hooks in me a little bit more.
Right.
And if you ignore the boat stuff as much as you can,
I don't like the things that chase you, the really high level things. I just find them really annoying.
They were in the thing. They were in the Origins.
Were they? I don't remember them.
You had the bounty hunters in Origins as well. Yeah.
I haven't played it that long, but I forgot I'd finished it, and I went, oh yeah, I forgot. So I deleted that, and I've reinstalled. Hold on, what's it called? Hold on. Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered.
Okay.
It came out last year. I remember buying it last year I think it was just at this time last year because it was Easter, and I bought it because I can remember this coming out. It came out between the generations. I think
it came at the same time as Unity, didn't it? Because Unity was on the new consoles, and this was on the old ones.
So this was at the end of PlayStation 3, and I think I played it on the PC because I got it for like, I don't know, on a Humble Bundle or something. But I didn't want to play it on there, and I forgot about it, and then it just went bleh. Then I bought this, and I bought it at the time I shouldn't work because I had work to do, so I forgot about it. And I just wanted to play old Assassin's Creed. You know when you just want to play...
Does it still play like old Assassin's Creed? I think it did, didn't it?
It is exactly like all the other ones, so like 3, Black Flag.
4,
it's just old Assassin's Creed, and that's what I just want to play that, and just it's great. I'm enjoying it. I'm only like a couple of hours in, but it's pretty. It looks old, but it's better than it was when it came on PlayStation 3 because it's obviously a remaster. But yeah, I'm just going around collecting sea shanties and them little triangles. Yeah. These are still on. So I think it's just after. No, not just. I think it's set after Black Flag because the first mate that was on in Black Flag.
That's right.
Is now a captain in this one. Kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And in this one where you're not playing an assassin, you're playing a Templar, aren't you? If I remember rightly.
I don't
know.
Right? I've got the HUD, and I've met a bunch of assassins.
Oh, I've not just spoiled it now.
So I've no idea. Like I don't know because I know in Black Flag when you start the game, you think I thought I was an assassin, and it realised I was a Templar assassinating people against the Templar. It's a big messed up story, but so I'm playing old remastered Assassin's Creed, not any of the new ones.
Feel like you in Rogue you were an assassin and got like someone like backstabbed you or something like that or whatever it was, quite appropriate for Assassin's Creed. But and I think you go to the Templar side and then trying to get revenge on them, I think, or something like that. That sounds like something like that game, I want to say.
Maybe.
That's the only one I've not played. I've not played that one. I feel like I buy them all. I never really play them. The only ones that have got me are the new ones.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. I do like the new ones. They're too big. That you go to, and you're like, oh, there's so much to do, and it's just like, I want a concise story that, like, yes, in this you can go to islands and scout them if you want, but you don't have to. But I will, because I can't see a chest and leave it there because that would drive me insane.
No, that's crazy.
But yeah, it seems to be a small game that I can get on with. Like, so I've still got some work to do now, but it's so I'll play this. I've fell out with Division. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I like it. If I'm honest with you, I just
you just reminded me, Anna. Just a bit of a tangent, but I was telling Kev that I suddenly got a message in the week from the people who sent us that, was it Outward? Saying, I didn't get a copy of your review. Could you send it across? And I was like, oh, yeah, you kind of talked about how bad it was for 10 minutes.
It's not bad. It's just that, again, like...
I know, I mean, you were honest. I just sent them the link. I laughed to myself and sent them the link. And I just thought that, we were honest. I don't want you to ever lie. I don't want anyone to ever lie. No. It made me laugh that we never get asked for the evidence that we've done the review. It's an odd, weird thing that literally we've never, with any of the games we've ever talked about, been told to send the link across. And in this one, I thought, I wonder if someone said to them, you should hear what she said about this.
Well, I'm not going to lie.
No, I imagine it's a smaller company that just doesn't...
Perhaps.
I
mean, you weren't exactly scathing.
No,
it just wasn't particularly what you wanted.
It's a game that has no tutorial. I have no idea what's going on. And it's not very good. Like, it's not polished, should I say. Like, I can see where they want to go and what they do, but there needs to do a bit more. Like the guy that was sitting there with a bowl, it come perfectly still. Like, if he was being a mime, he would get, like, top marks. He was just sat there so still, didn't blink, wasn't even, like, breathing. He was just a static character, and this freaked me out a little bit. Like, I know, I can see what you want to do, but it's not very good. Especially on console, it's not very good. Like, on PC maybe, but, I haven't touched it since. But I know they have been putting out a lot of updates for it, so maybe in a few weeks, when I've got nothing to do,
my man will move.
I'll pop it back in.
But at least if they come back to me after, because I doubt they'll actually listen to it, but I can say, well, yeah, we've got integrity, and that's what we're all about.
That's all you can ever do. I mean, if people are just sending people games and then wanting a decent review of it, I don't think that's what we're about at all.
Definitely not.
I mean, I don't think
you've proven that. It just made me laugh because it's not happened in
ages.
I don't.
Anyway,
people want positive reviews. They need to do more than just send us the game. They need to pay us as well. It's as simple as that. Send us a game and $3,000, and then we'll say lovely stuff about it. But we're not doing it just for the game. We've got some, like Sheepdog says, we have integrity.
So Division, right? I don't like it. I don't find it fun.
What's your beef then now? What's the problem? Because you were playing it.
Yeah, so like I got to the White House, that was fine. I played that whole opening sequence at least 4 times. Okay,
why are you playing it 4 times?
Because of the beaters and stuff.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, that's why I'd only played it once. Yeah.
So I've done that a lot, and I know what to expect. Then you go from there to the theatre district, right?
Yes.
And I did that first mission. Fine, I've done that 3 times, and I'm not like I knew what to expect. I knew it was multi-level. I was fine about it. And then there was another one where I had to go and rescue this guy for batteries or something. I can't remember. It was locked up, and I went and got him, and then he said, "Here's some batteries." Now it was only a side quest, but I have a thing about if I'm in a section, I have to complete every side quest. It bugs me if one is missing. And every time I went to that, tried to get to that area, I would die constantly because of all the gangs. Now, I'm in the starting area, like it's not exactly a hard area, but every time I would die. This game is not built for solo. You can't do this game solo. It's so annoying, and I don't play with people because I don't know anybody who plays this game.
I can imagine playing with randoms. It's just people just. I mean, I play with people now. I speak to on Discord, and I go in the menu to check what I've just got out of the loot. I open it again, and they're halfway across the map running.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I imagine playing with randoms, just abandoning you and just leaving you off, just running off to the the next goal or whatever it is. It's just infuriating. So yeah, I couldn't play with randoms.
Sorry, a child has walked in and should be in bed and sleep at 11 o'clock at night.
I'm hoping
Should
it's not
still be
my one
asleep.
because he kept doing that and I sent him up and Claire's got up with him now. But if it's my one, tell him to come
I
back.
believe it is. It's one of mine because I just told her to do that.
Yeah.
She asked me for a drink, and I said,
Slow
"Get it
down.
yourself."
She asked you to get her
Yeah,
a
via
drink.
text.
She's
And I said-
lazy
And I
child.
said, "Get it yourself." I'm in the garage.
She's like, what the hell?
Yeah, so Division, they need to make it so I can play it by myself.
It's very difficult. You need to play it differently if you're playing on your own to what you're playing it with teams. I mean, even on teams, it's not easy. It's not straightforward, and you're playing it with people.
But like,
It's not.
people are praising it, and I'm thinking, why?
Because they got
Which
paid.
I like it. Well, no, I like it. I didn't get paid. I like it. I really am enjoying it. But it's not your typical. It's much more realistic in your shooting. Especially you've been playing a lot of Borderlands. You get hit 2 or 3 times in Division, you're going down.
Yeah.
Whereas Borderlands, you're a bit more of a bullet sponge. So yeah, there's a harsh like contrast between the two of them.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe that's the thing that's.
Well, I may trade this in for that other game that's coming out. I forget what it's called. With the zombies, like I need to watch some videos. Days Gone. Yeah, Days Gone.
That's out in a couple of weeks, isn't it? Yeah, you're right.
So I might.
I'm holding judgment on that. Yeah, I really don't know about that one. I'm waiting to see. If it's good, I'll get it. If stuff comes out and or if I see stuff that looking good, I'm not just going to read reviews. If the reviews are bad, I'm going to still hold judgment until I actually see what it looks like.
The thing is, with PlayStation exclusives, they've been pretty good. So you had God of War, which was excellent. You had Spider-Man, which was excellent. So The Last of Us, like I know that was like generations ago, but again, it was excellent.
Last of Us, Uncharted, and
yeah. So,
but I mean, yeah, but they also put The Order out as well. So
that was still very good looking. Like it wasn't.
It
great.
was, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So
true.
I mean,
but,
you're right. They don't generally put out bad games, and it's probably why it's been delayed so much. But
like it scares the bejesus out of me. Like the things running at you. But like I said, I'm going to watch videos, and if it's not as bad as I think it would be, then I might get it. But it's the Division's just sitting there doing nothing. You know what I mean? I don't want to go and play it. I'm just like I'd rather play like a 10-year-old game Borderlands. You know what I mean? But yeah, that comes out in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited for Rage 2 because that just looks mental, and I like a mental game. So like Borderlands is just crazy. I went on. I downloaded the texture pack for number 2 and pre-sequel, and I started 2 again, and it looks lovely. It does look a lot better. Like it looks okay then, but it looks better now. Like the woman that comes up on the screen and she helps you. Like, if you've never played it, like she comes up on your heads-up display.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
She's been changed in both games, in Borderlands, the first one and the second one, and it's to the woman that was on the show, on the Gearbox show a couple of weeks ago, when they tried to introduce Borderlands. The thing is, she came on stage and she was just like staring down the lens. Yeah, it's her on both games. So they've changed that, and it just looks a bit crisper and a bit more cleaner. Do you know what I mean? Like the textures are a bit more clear. I don't know, but yeah, like I can see a slight difference in it for the 4K. But yeah, I'm just at the moment in the mood for old style Assassin's Creed. Talking about, is it Marcus? Is that his name? What was his name, Kevin? Desmond, not Marcus. I was thinking Borderlands. Yeah, but there's things around about Desmond that you can listen to or read about.
Well, so they're ultimately irrelevant, aren't they?
Yes, they are, Kevin. It's sad, man. But yeah, just a bit. I did get a review for a game that I haven't put in because I forgot until like this afternoon. I'm just logging into the PlayStation Store, and it is called. That's not that one. It's called Far Lone Sales. So I'm gonna
okay, yeah, I've heard of this.
Yeah, I've seen it played. I'm very interested. Basically, you're in a post-apocalyptic left to right, and you have a ship that is on wheels and has sails, and you have to make it go, and you have puzzles to get through. So yeah, I've got that. Another thing, right, about Borderlands 1 and the Handsome Collection that really, really gets on me, right, is every time I log in, it comes up with a big, like, so I go onto the PlayStation, I press the button to get into the games, I wait for it to load, and before they even, so it goes through, like, Gearbox and blah, 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 big splash screen, Borderlands 3, pre-order. I'm thinking, I've pre-ordered it. I'm paying £250, and I've bought these games, and you're still advertising to me. I know it's coming out. I don't need the splash screen every time I log in. That's annoying, but
there should be. Everyone should do better with that. They should just be like, right, you've given us the money, we'll stop hassling you now.
They don't know you've given. They've given you the money.
I'm saying it should get smarter.
But you can't pre-order. You can't pre-order the big special edition through digital. You just can't. So that's annoying. And I have changed my PlayStation name after 11 years.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've still got my same account. I still have the same friends. My name has slightly changed because
Jeffrey.
I had the same one since the 25th of the 1st, 2008. So yeah, needed changing. Needed to go away. But yeah.
I've been trying to convince my wife to change her email address since we got married, and she's still got a maiden name in that, and I reckon she's keeping it just in case.
Anna has learned that everybody should learn from is don't put your boyfriend's name in your profile name for anything, because 11 years later he might not be your boyfriend anymore. Which is probably why Mrs. Sheepdog doesn't want to change her name, just in case she doesn't have to change it back again.
Well, she's taken my name, you fool. She just doesn't want to have my surname. Well, she does. She has an email with my surname on. I think it's more of a case of she just had so many things signed up to the old one. She's now got like 3 emails because she just keeps trying to get one she's happy with or whatever. I don't know. The world's complicated, but it does make me laugh when she gives it as her email address. And I'm thinking, you haven't had that surname for a decade.
How often is she verbally giving her email address out to people?
I don't know.
I get a feeling this happened once about 8 years ago, and it's still bothering you.
Well, no, because I had to do her insurance for her earlier, and the email address was that email address and not the one with my surname on it. And it's a little bit like,
refused to do it until she used a more appropriate email address. This clearly isn't something that I can get involved in helping you with. I don't know this person.
Yeah. I still don't remember how to spell her maiden name, so it's a bit annoying that it insists on dragging around.
Well, the day you learn, the day she'll stop making you type it. Right, let's end this podcast. Some of us need to go to bed. I don't know if I've mentioned it at all. I think I've held it together well.
I've got a city to build.
Who's laughing? Listening to funny podcast, are you? Is that what's making you chuckle? Working for your backlog?
No, I'm laughing at the fact that Sheepdog's going to be up all night just watching his note. He's building a town that's just slowly dilapidating every 20 minutes.
So what I'm going to do is we're going to save it on the newest cycle, and I'm going to say, right, you've got 15 minutes on the Xbox, and then the second one of the buildings turns black, I'm just going to turn the telly off.
Unplug the power. Just unplug it. Oh, it's gone off.
Genuinely think I had a quick look on my phone after you'd said it about the one-way streets, and I genuinely think that is the answer. So fingers crossed. I can't believe it either because it's such a simple, silly little answer. But
clip it, clip it. Take a picture or a clip and send it to us. I have to see this now.
You could even post it up onto your Twitter or the podcast Twitter, which is at MGUK Podcast. Mine is Lelujo. Don't post it there.
Mine's RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
Follow all of those accounts to find out which one Sheepdog posts that to.
I won't even post
Don't
it
give
to
the game away now. You'll have them actively following for weeks, waiting to see this little clip that you're going to post. But then he never does. It's just pictures of Pab.
It's pretty much all Pab all the time.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.